What's up everyone? Today we are going to be doing a video on my top 10 favorite PK video makers. Today is the 11th anniversary since the wilderness removal back in 2007. One of the biggest mistakes Jagex ever made. Runescape was at its golden period, it was booming, and then they made this mistake, and Runescape never really recovered from it. Today, Runescape is actually, old school is going uphill. We're gaining a lot of new players, but this was one of the biggest mistakes that they ever made. And we still haven't reached the same popularity that RuneScape had back then. So I felt like on this 11th anniversary we could look back at some of the old Pkers, bring back some nostalgia. I still watch a lot of these people's PK videos even today. So this top 10 is my favorite PK video makers, not necessarily because they are the best. Feel free to post down in the comments below who your top 10 favorite PK video makers are, if you disagree with this list or anything else. So starting it off, we are going to start at number 10. And count down to number 1. Number 1 being my favorite, number 10 being the least favorite out of these 10. So starting it off at number 10, we have IPKMods I. So IPKMods was one of the most popular PK video makers. Some of his videos are reaching close to 1 million views now. His videos came out around 2009. He is mostly an edge type PKer. He didn't do really any Bridding. He was a maxed out 99 attack, 10 defense pure, or 13 he was somewhere between 10 and 19 defense. He had amazing editing skills and he chose really good music in my opinion. Some of the most enjoyable PK videos to watch. If you've never seen them before, I highly recommend to go back and watch them. He was a level 100 pure, or pretty close to that, and he was still destroying people left and right, and that is why he has the number 10 spot on this video. Next up at the number 9 slot, we have Makkya Pro. He was a regular main account, PKing at about 115 combat. He was releasing videos around 2006, 2007, and he was a hybrid PKer. He PK'd in deep wilderness, often risking a lot of money, and he was way ahead of his time, doing switches and doing moves and stuff that didn't become commonplace until years later. He's one of the most commonly referred to old school PKers. His skill level at that point in time, the amount of risk that he took, and just the absolute domination that he had in deep wilderness is why I put him at number 9. An insanely skilled PK for his time. He definitely deserves a lot of recognition. Next up at the number 8 slot, we have Kolimey. He began making PK videos in 2009 and continued making them up until 2012. He started out as a Berserker Pure, then became one of the first ever Zerker accounts to get Turmoil when that came out, and released very popular videos showing how overpowered Turmoil was, especially on a Berserker account. He then later went on to become a 70 defense account. He was always on top of the newest updates and newest weapons that came out, being one of the first people to ever PK with a chaotic rapier. He released amazing videos that had great editing, great music, and great PKing. He did both hybriding and just regular edge fights. Next up at the number 7 slot, we have
He desires the one thing he cannot have.
BleedRed. He released his videos around 2008, mainly in the Bounty Hunter creators. He was a maxed out main account and he primarily did just edge style fighting. He wasn't scared to risk bank. His videos had great music. He didn't release too many videos, but the videos he did release were very well done and very enjoyable. Next up at the number 6 slot, we have AzarOwn. Not quite as well known as the previous names, but still very popular. AzarOwn was a maxed out tank account who made videos around 2009 to 2012, with 1 or 2 short videos coming with old school as well. He wasn't exactly known for his skill at PKing, and some would call him a divine prod, but he is one of my favorite PKers because at that time I also had a tank account and I really enjoyed tank PK videos, and AzarOwn was always risking bank without a team, without a clan. He would go deep wilderness, he would go PvP worlds, and he would risk absolute bank despite not being the best skilled PKer, and he was absolutely dominating people because of his extremely good PK build. He was only a level 109, yet he would fight level 126s back to back without banking. He was extremely bold, and his videos were extremely enjoyable to me. Next up at number 5, we have probably the most famous Pkers of all time, as far as view counts would indicate. With multiple videos at the 1 million view mark, we have Tukoji, probably the most lucky account I've ever seen as far as hits. In his videos, we would often see people saying "Welcome to Runescape" as he pulls out max DDS specs back to back. I loved his music choice from many of his videos. He had been making videos for a very long time, starting all the way back in 2006 and even releasing a video just 1 year ago. But his biggest videos were around the bounty hunter creators and the new wilderness. So around 2008 to 2011 is probably where he was the biggest. He was primarily just an edge type fighter. He did very little hybriding. Out of my list, he is my favorite PK when it comes to edge type PKing, and that is why he has the number 5 spot. Next up, at the number 4 slot, we have Kids Rank. He made PK videos from 2006 to 2007, so 2 short years. But in that time, he released 15 videos. For the majority of them, he was a maxed out 99 attack, 1 defense pure. And then for the last couple videos, he turned into a Berserker account due to being hacked and being tired of being 1 defense. In those 2 years, he climbed up to be one of the most subscribed RuneScapers of all time at that time. Later on, taking some flack because at that time there was an honor code in the wilderness that pretty much everyone stuck to. If you didn't stick to it, you were not allowed in clans. Clans would kick you out. And you were just a target to pretty much everyone in the wilderness if you didn't stick to the honor code, which included not praying, not teleporting, and that sort of stuff. Kids Rank originally was honor, but later on in his videos, he decided to start no honor PKing and promoting that proudly, which got him some hate. I wouldn't be surprised if he helped move the PKing scene away from the honor code, because it was around that time where it started to break down. Kids Rank did both hybriding and Edgeville type fights. I would say primarily hybriding sort of stuff. He's probably the most well-known pure, so most of you have probably heard of him. I love the music he had in his videos, and that is why he has the number 4 spot. Next, at number 3, we have Benu22. He was a maxed out main, releasing videos around the 2010 to 2012 era. All of his videos were completely hybrid videos, and he was considered by many people to be one of the best, if not the best, Brid at that time. His videos had great music, they had great editing, and he was an extremely skilled PKer. His videos are some of my favorite, and I still go back and watch them even today. His videos included risking a whole lot of money, PKing very deep, and getting massive specs, with some amazing switching. Next up, at my number 2 slot, we have Pure Doomed. Not as well known as the other names on my list. He has some amazing PK videos. His videos are pretty much completely hybriding. He has videos going back to 2007 up until 2012. He was very skilled. His music choice was amazing, some of the best music choice in my opinion. I still go back and watch his videos sometimes just for the music, and the editing was fantastic as well. Also in his later videos, he had a completionist cape. I don't know why, but I loved watching completionist cape hybriding. And for me personally, he has some of the best videos, most enjoyable videos that I've ever seen, which is why he is at number 2 on this list. Nowhere near as recognized as the other people on this list, so if you haven't seen his videos, I highly recommend to go and watch them. And finally, we get to the number 1 spot on my list. I Mahatma I. The reasoning why he gets number 1 on my list is because he was one of the very first PKers that I ever saw. He inspired me to start PKing way back in the day. He was the leader of the Mayhem Makers clan. He was a pure, of course, and one of the first people to release PK videos, releasing videos around 2005. His music choices were great, and still to this day, when I hear those songs elsewhere in my life, I always think of his PK videos. So as nerdy as that may sound, that is the reason why he's at number 1 spot, because of the effect his PK videos had on me. Not necessarily because of his skill or anything like that, but just the timing and the music and the nostalgia of his videos. That is why he is at number 1. And then some honorable mentions that didn't quite make it into the video, but also had some great PK videos. We have Ice Giant 99, or also known as Bonesaw PK. And then next, Enjoy Lumby. Both of those guys had some amazing PK videos. Didn't quite make it into the top 10, but very good nonetheless. So if there's anything you disagree with here, or you want to share your own top 10 favorite Pkers, post it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow.